With a common denominator.
And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Let's talk about something important. Put that coffee down.
I'm not here to waste your time.
Where else you gonna have this much fun?
You the man. Todd Father.
Show me the money.
What I've been doing, had to triple my bag.
Had to triple my bag.
Wow.
Had to triple my bag.
Wow.
Had to triple my bag.
Yeah.
Had to triple my bag.
60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
Well, it's no trick to make a lot of money. All you want is to make a lot of money.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back, yes, to another duo live show here at Learn Crypto, your one-stop shop for crypto and stock, technical analysis, fundamental analysis, and news. Before I keep talking, make sure to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And if you want 24/7 access to myself and Todd Butterfield, join patreon.com/learncrypto. A great community in there. Love to see you guys out of YouTube and into the Patreon group. We're going to go through the charts here, Todd. My name is Nick Hellman. That's Todd Butterfield. He's the man with the plan to take us to Lambo land. Some of you have bought Lambos since we started this in 2017. If you haven't, well, you're tuning in at a good time because we are getting back on the horse as we believe there's not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not 6 months of bull market to go, but we are going deep into 2026. And, you know, we're going to follow along the way. So if that thesis changes, at least we'll be here trading in the trenches. Todd's going to go over the large cap charts. I'm going to go over a couple news articles. Then we'll hit up the chat box over on YouTube. For those of you watching on Twitter, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. If you comment there, we'll get to you later. But the live comments that we normally see are on the YouTube channel. So check that out if you want to be active in the live chat. What's going on, Todd?
If I get a little more handy here, we can drop the Twitter comments onto the Wirecast feed. So we might look into that. And also, I want to let everybody know my Wyckoff on stocks got shut down by Twitter, and they will not give it to me back, saying I broke some rules, which is not true. But Wyckoff on Crypto, Learn Crypto Show is our two Twitters. So
we got Yannick in the building, Hex Bull in the building, the Wise Tent in the building. Well, let's dive into this. If you want to give me the screen, well, let's see what's going on the handy dandy coin gecko. Are the markets going to drop again? Are they going to rip? Do you need the YOLO? Where's the alpha? Well, here you go. In the past 7 days, Bitcoin is up 5.4%, back to 123.5. We were down to 120. We're looking to buy a dip on Bitcoin. We will see if that count still holds true. Ethereum lagging Bitcoin over the past 7 days. This is a interesting sight. We haven't seen that in quite a while. Back above $4,500. And, of course, the darling. If you're in the Patreon group, you should be winning. If you follow us in the live shows, you should be winning because BNB is up 29%, absolutely destroying the market, going to new all-time highs when nobody else is, and the trenches on the BSC network have gone on fire. We'll talk about a couple of the small caps that we bought and are still holding. We'll talk about a new one that the Patreon group was just given this morning. Maybe I don't leak that alpha. Maybe you need to join the private group at patreon.com/learncrypto to get that new one because it is, I think, a little lower than our entry. So I'll probably hold off on that one. If you want the next 100x, you need to join Patreon. But my gosh, CZ back in action. What do you think about that? It reminds me of 2017 all over again. 2018 with CZ really directing the market here, Todd.
only 100x? Whoa. Yeah, what, you took 10x on the last two? Is that what it was?
Yeah, 10x is in like an hour. We still hold 50% of the position of one. That's still up about 10.5x. We own 10% of the position of another. That's up 11 or 12x. We're letting those moonbags do the thing. Let the season simmer. Let the chef CZ cook it, and let's see what happens. The biggest winners of the past 7 days, Zcash. This is one we told you to sell at 160. It's up to 174. So shout out to anybody who has conviction in Zcash and is still holding. It is helping some other ZK Snark and privacy coins go up. We do know that Horizon is back to $10, primarily following the footsteps of Zcash. We see Mantle is up 42%, BNB up 29, Wrap BNB up 29, and Aster, which is just the BSC darling, up 17. What are the big losers? Well, we got World Liberty Finance, Trump family losing some money. Not good. You want to root for World Liberty Finance because they use their gains and their revenue to do what? They're buying Bitcoin. They're buying Ethereum. They're buying your altcoin bags. So we don't own that token, but I want it to do well because they use that money to buy our bags. And we've been warning you against plasma. We told you it was going to go below $1. Last live show was down to 95 cents. We said, hey, it's going lower. And now it's down to 87 cents. I'm not getting involved there. I tried warning you to sell out. Where's the low on it? Will it have a bounce? Probably. But things keep trending in the wrong direction for XPL.
Let me take the screen here for a second. Go over a couple charts. Bitcoin in front of us, today's rally really doesn't fit well into what I wanted, but I'm not sure we're headed straight up from here, so I'm going to watch still the next day or two. You can see what I think maybe is a triangle count. We came out of here at 1-2. Going back to Wyckoff indicators, we did have a sell there about 120,700 or so on the technometer. And we are back to neutral at 45 where we was yesterday. No change on that today. Not much volume really coming in. You can see down at the bottom the blue. There hasn't been much volume on this last rally from 108. That's a little bit concerning, but give it a little bit more time. Ethereum, same type of thing. I did throw earlier, I threw up Fibonacci time retracements, trying to look at off the recent low, if I label it as I have, because you can see down at the bottom, volume stops here on the rally. So I'd like to label that as a wave 5 high. And then you can see here, definitely an ABC down on here. So to coincide with that ABC, the question is whether we're getting ready to skate to new highs again, 5,000 or 6,000, or I presume you could say ABCX and another ABC, or still that 1 and 2 down a little bit lower in the coming few days. So we will watch that, see what we can figure out. Go back to Nick and I.
I do have an echo on the Duo live screen again. Hexbull is saying, and I just checked on YouTube. So I'm not sure what you thought the fix was. I guess it didn't get saved. It might be like a double mic on the screen here.
No, it got saved, so I don't know about that. All right, I'll have to look into that again. We thought we'd fix that, so.
We'll just try to avoid this duo screen here. Let me look at the trenches real quick, and then we'll get some more large caps out of you. This is where it all started. The fun began over on BSC. We saw Floki drop a 0, which was good to see. We own a lot of Floki. And, now here is Paulu on the screen. Paulu is what we got into. We've called that thing at $6 to $8 million market cap, reiterated it around $5.5 million market cap. And then who other than CZ went ahead and tweeted about Paulu, the Labubu of Binance. We sold 90% of our bag for 1,227% gains. We still hold another 10%. It did go to a new all-time high, but that was China. We were sleeping. China, pumped it and then dumped it. It's still higher than our previous sell. And I'm going to let this one cook a little bit. If it goes down to 0, well, we should have sold. But if this thing keeps running and becomes the next $250 million, the next $1 billion runner on BNB and BSC, we'll have that bag to capture that. And I was listening to CZ in his spaces, and he is hinting at, hey guys, the bull market is not nearly over, especially for BSC and other chains. He's hinting at he is embracing the memes because they help BNB, and he is looking for AI projects on BSC and other networks to really fully embrace. So if some really good AI projects come out, we need to be on those. Then the next call was BNB meme season. I called this one, and it was 2 hours later. CZ made a tweet that literally said BNB meme season in the same spelling here. Is he watching us? I don't know. Or am I just in tune with CZ like some futuristic movie? Who knows? We sold 50% of that position for about 1,100% gains. Still hold 50% of the bag. This thing actually ripped a lot higher. I didn't sell it. Today it got listed on Aster and many other centralized exchanges. It's right back to where we sold 50% of our bag. Again, at an 8 million market cap, I'm just going to let this thing cook for a little bit, let it simmer and see what happens. The way that this thing takes off again is if somebody says BNB meme season again, hopefully CZ, or they get a Binance Alpha listing. if this thing gets a Binance Alpha listing, it will shoot up to $60 million market cap and beyond. How do we know that? Because that is exactly what Paul Liu did. It got a Binance Alpha listing, went to 60 to 70 million market cap. It then got listed on Aster and went to $100 million market cap. So we are watching BNB season. We still made massive gains. So if you guys are taking this entry for the first time, understand you have a lot higher risk than those in patreon.com/learncrypto who already took profits and were sitting on a completely free bag here. You can go ahead and take it over now if there's any charts you want to look at.
And the joint screen, they're still saying we have an echo. I don't understand that. There's no extra mics here, so I have to research that.
Yeah, it's apparently just on this joint screen. So that's what it's
there's-
always been for whatever reason.
I have no idea. XPD, I see XPD UST.P. I don't see a XPD USD. I'm not sure what the issue is there. And if we look at copper, I mean, copper's been on a nice little run here. I thought I had a chart with some markings on it. There's the copper futures. You can see definitely heading much higher here after some major divergences. So going to be a nice setup maybe if that's some type of pull. But that chart looks good. Palladium. Same type of thing. I had been showing Palladium charts for quite a while and was talking about owning some of the metals. So you can see here, same type of thing. We did have some nice divergences. Volume kept hitting new lows into right about here on price. And now you can see volume coming in and releasing to the upside. So Palladium still looks like, I would think it has still much higher to go.
Dad, main crypto says it's not bad though, still fine. Yeah, I mean, you can hear it. It just doesn't sound very great when we listen back on it. It sounds like I'm like taking a shit in the bathroom or something. So hopefully we can figure out what the issue is there because it's only on that screen. Dad, main crypto also says, does this BNB mania kind of feel like the last gasp for crypto? Just observing a ton of mania over the last couple days. I think people have really forgotten what a bull market in crypto looks like because the mania you've seen on BSC is not even close to the euphoria and mania that a true bull market is in crypto. And you can say, well, Nick, Bitcoin's at an all-time high. Ethereum almost went to an all-time high. BNB is an all-time high. That's the top. This is all institutional driven. Who's buying that? Is your neighbor Bob asking you about crypto yet? Is your no-coiner friend asking about crypto? Is the guy you onboarded at the highs last cycle talking to you or excited about his crypto bags? The answer to all three of those is no. So I think historically you have October, November, December, and this euphoria is just beginning. If you look back to the 2017 cycle, you have October, November, December, and January for euphoria. And if you look at the new 5-year business cycle, plus the macroeconomics, in my opinion, and quantitative easing just starting, that's how you get till 2026. And maybe there's no longer a 4-year Bitcoin cycle, it's a 5-year, and we don't top until Q4 of 2026. Now that sounds crazy, but that is a possibility. So I think there's a lot of time left in this market cycle. I think the macro fundamentals, the quantitative easing, CZ isn't a guy to go out there and just chill to chill. And I was listening and parsing all of his words. I wrote down notes because when he talks, you got to listen, you got to learn. And he believes that the bull market still has a long way to go. And who has more data and more capital than anybody? Binance does. They have the data. They can see when new retail is coming. They can see what money is coming into play. They can see when institutions are starting to pull back instead of put in. And he's saying the money is flowing in, and we're just getting started.
No more comments on the chat. I really don't have much else to go over. I do have taken some heat today in nano nuclear energy, giving up some big gains I had, still holding that. Let me go over a few charts here real quick.
Yeah, and also until we fix the echo, you should probably use the duo show where they can't see your screens if you're going to use the duo. Just because like I just did that whole rant and I think it was on the echo screen, so ain't going to be great. But hopefully you guys, that didn't annoy you too much.
There's ASTS continuing higher. That's one I've been showing. after that nice backup, 38 to 90. ATRC, I'm still long, not doing much. Going to give that a few more days to turn up. Court, giving back a little bit of the recent gains, still looking pretty well. Guidant Health following the healthcare higher, nearing the highs. We'll watch that one. IONQ finally taking a little bit of wood. LNT not doing much. Neighbors backing up a little bit. Here's the one hurting me today, NNE. I wanted to see a little bit higher yesterday, didn't get it. Sherwin-Williams backing up, again holding that, but going to cut that soon. TMO I sold at 541, 543, backing up a little bit. Winnebago down here at the lows, not doing much, watching that to cut that. Let's throw up RX. That's when I did notice I've got a lower time frame here starting to come alive. I know if you go back and look at a longer time frame, a bunch of sideways here. So interesting little longer term chart, but maybe coming alive here short term. Circle. That one after the IPO had a huge run up to 300, back down to 112, and setting here $1.50. Not much to add. You can see really a little bit of sell divergence on that rally up to 270, but nothing really since then. We are overbought technometers, so I think that one's still a little bit high risk. I think that was pretty fluffy when it came out. So
yeah, if you want to look at the Horizon chart, that is one that looks like it's trying to break out of like a 6-month consolidation, running into the upper end here and kind of following suit with Zcash. Remember, they're not exactly similar. Zcash is a privacy-focused token. Horizon has privacy optionality, but they're both working with the ZK Snark technology, and that's why Horizon is kind of chasing this ZEC rally, and it just looks like it's getting very close to breaking out of a 6-month consolidation that's been between like $6.50 to like $11. And, you know, we'll see what happens if it breaks above that. The measured move would put you closer to the $20 mark, and maybe they get a little bit of a base season, because remember, they're on base now to help them out fundamentally.
Now, did everyone hear Nick while he was talking, why he stayed on my screen? Because that's going to be the question there. No one made a comment. Yeah. Here's MCRB.
I just checked on YouTube. You could hear me.
Not much to add here. So, not sure about that chart. That's a therapeutic company. I'm sure quite a bit of volatility. Earnings isn't out for a few weeks, so not a problem. But yeah, no comment on that one.
Take a look at the Zen chart and see what you think. See, you know, we're talking about that potential 6-month consolidation breaking out to the upside. Horizon ZEN.
I mean, that one we had showed in the Discord. You can see Technometer called 3 pretty good lows, called the last one, which was a spring. We came right off that spring, right back to resistance. That's where we're sitting here now. You can see, as usual, volume hitting major new lows, while price was really trying to hold the lows. So definitely divergence. And back here at the highs, you can see I got some alarms set back at today's low. I was wanting it. You can see I had an alarm set down there at 874. That's what I was wanting yesterday and today. Didn't get that. Now we're back here at 1113. So again, got a few alarms. Watch that. See if we can get an entry on that one again.
We got Lane and Soil saying live. Welcome, Lane and Soil, to the live show. Make sure to hit that like button so you don't miss anything else, and the subscribe button. And if you want 24/7 access, you know where to find us. We got Duty in here, says, oh, also MCRB. I think you already looked at that one. Christian says, what's up, everybody? And then Duty said, yes, my mic is fine on every screen except for the Duo one. There we go. I just got done working out. We got a lot going on. I'm getting pretty hungry. I know Todd was busy as well, but we wanted to get on here to get some consistency going, go over the news with BSC Chain, tell you the plays that we're making over there, and of course show you the charts on Bitcoin, Ethereum, Zen, BNB, and others. Is there any other questions, comments, concerns you guys have in the live chat? And we'll keep browsing around to see if there's anything else that we want to talk about before we kind of make this a quick one. Again, just working on getting momentum going. getting you guys in the markets, understanding our positions, making some gains, making some profits. It's time to lock in. Whether this bull market is another 3 months, 6 months, a year, we need to lock in. We need to make the gains while we can. And right now is that opportunity.
It sounds like the Duo screen with no charts, then Nick's fine. So I'll double check that.
Yeah, this one's good.
Doesn't really make
Everything's
any
good
sense.
except when we have the screen. So I don't know. I don't know if like you have the YouTube open and it's picking up that sound. I'm not really sure because I don't have it open on my side, or there's a double mic. We'll have to work on that and see if we can figure it out. At least we've been working with no lag, no issues. All mics are working on all the other screens, which is good to see. And let's get a 10 banger for Todd to get a new computer. All right, guys. So go pump up one of the bags that we own. Go market buy it with like 5 million or something. Thank you.
It's just a mic issue. And I'm no expert on Wirecast and mics, but we didn't have that issue, so I'm not sure. Landed Soul just gave you a wrench as requested. Everything else is
a
excellent
couple other
connection,
things. If you want to take a look at it has nothing to do with connection. It's some kind of mic or studio issue. If you want to take a look at Aster's another one we've been kind of holding off on. We were looking for it to fall below $2 again after the Binance listing, saying that's kind of a Fugazi pump there. It's back to $1.96, even with Ethereum and Bitcoin having strength here. What do you see on the Aster chart? Is there any levels to keep an eye on? I know our levels were much lower. Like we were like 135 to 150 or something like that. I guess the chance that we get that would be this next airdrop and if Bitcoin and ETH had a sell-off.
Yeah, I got to go to a 4-hour chart that I was showing. There's a 4-hour Aster chart. Yeah, I was looking down here at $1.48 down to $1.30 or so is what I wanted to see for a low risk entry. You can see volume has gone to a new low here while price is holding because this looks a little sloppy. Maybe that's a triangle. So if we can get above 208, get above 220, 230, maybe it's good to go. But for now, I probably look for a little more weakness because these last daily bars, the last 12 4-hour bars or so are not that good. So otherwise, yeah, something down here as marked would be probably a little bit lower risk, better setup if we get any type of a pullback.
Nice. Landon Soil says, any thoughts on Surf or Yaks? Yeah, Surf actually just burned another like 200,000 Surf in the past 24 hours. Over like 3.25% of the supply is now burnt. Over on Pulse Chain. Pulse Chain's been weak, so you can only tread, swim against the current for so long. But when you have this much buy and burns and you have all these other projects buying and burning it from an active brand in crypto paradise, when that chain turns around, we've seen what's happened in the past. Pulse Chain started doing well and it ran from 300,000 up to 4 million. Then the last time Pulse Chain started doing well, it ran from like 1 million market cap up to like 2.5 million. So yeah, I expect it to create around a bottom. You need Pulse Chain to have success for it to find immense success. And I like the buying and burning down here because when token price is cheaper, the dollar amounts that go in for a buy and burn takes a larger percentage of the token supply out of the market. So that is good to see. What else did you ask about? Oh, YakDAO relaunched over on Pulse Chain. They got their land live. We want to have Yak staking available. So I want to be able to stake the Yaks to earn monthly yield based off the Airbnbs they have on the property. And that would just be a little diversifier. It might be $50, might be $100 a month, but that source of income would be nice. Bear AI just launched over there, and I like that one even more because there's no airdrops, no pre-salers, AI protocol, and check that one out, BAIR. Again, you're not going to make massive gains quickly over on Pulse Chain right now. That's not where a lot of capital and liquidity is flowing. Now, if Richard Hart dumps that 22 million in and sends things higher, then yeah, it's a different story. But right now, you can get some conviction plays for very low valuations, betting on Richard Hart, betting on Pulse Chain, and those will be big runners. If you're looking for quick runners, if you're looking at instant gains, follow the longs that we're in currently, which is, we're in BNB, we're in Cake, we're trying to be in the BSC trenches. Maybe Horizon can break out of this 6-month consolidation. Maybe we can get a good re-entry on a trade on Bitcoin and Ethereum on a minor dip. So that's where you're going to get the quick entries. They have more liquidity, more volume, more activity. And Pulse Chain, you're relying on a turnaround there. The morale is super low over there, even though Pulse Chain is at a higher low, which is very strange. But I think that just leaves you open to how emotional people are there. And a couple green candles really switches the morale and the momentum over on that network.
Wise 10, I think Bitcoin and Ethereum are still coupled, so I don't think that'll ever change, I don't believe. Maybe on short-term basis, but definitely not anything longer.
Yeah, they're always going to influence each other a little bit. They're the number one and number two assets. Now, I can sit here and believe that Ethereum is going to continue to outperform Bitcoin, but you still need Bitcoin to at least hold for Ethereum to go higher. You can't have Bitcoin go down to 100K and see Ethereum go up to 6K. That just isn't going to happen in my belief, especially with, like you said, institutions are buying both of them. Degens, they're the number one and number two token. They're going to influence each other, and they have some liquidity tied to each other on DEXs as well.
I'm going to go back and show PLTR for Yannick. Yannick, as you know from the momentum scan, marked the purple buys, gold or sells. So momentum scan picked that up at 92, gave a sell up at 155, bought it back as momentum turned higher once again at 165. So you kind of get a clue what the momentum scan's doing. You can see down at the bottom, technometer oversold. Those are the buys there. Pick that one to the day. This was a day early before another smash the next day. Technometer is 42.88, so it looks like any sell-off in a Palantir would probably get an oversold technometer. We'll see if that'll work again, or the momentum gives a sell. But right now, it looks like it's posed possibly to still try to break out to the upside.
Javid Patel says, when Litecoin $400, Todd? Well, hopefully, if that happens, it doesn't happen until like Q4 of 2026, because we've talked about it a lot. We've seen it a lot. We've been here for many cycles. Usually when Litecoin really starts outperforming Bitcoin, Ethereum, and everything, that is marking the end of the current bull cycle.
I mean, if you look at the long-term Elliott wave, I mean, there's a wave, we're in the middle of a wave 3 that would have a lot higher to go, and then a wave 5, so 400, I guess, is possible if you're a mega bull.
Landon Sawyer says, I wonder if RH Tablets making any headway into the chain, maybe a way for him to pump money into the market. Yeah, I mean, that would make sense. You can use the IRL marketing to say, hey, look, it's not me buying, it's other randoms buying. Also, it's really hard to get other randoms to buy when the morale is down and there is red candles. You need green candles in crypto. It's the best marketing around. I think he knows that. So Richard Hart, if you're listening, last time I said this, I talked about you needing to full port some of that Ethereum into Pulse Chain. The next day, you moved 22 million. So now follow through, Richard. You ran it through Tornado Cash. You got the tablets going out. Get some green candles. Save the morale. Save the users. And when people open up that package, they're going to go look at your chart and be like, holy cow, this thing's going up. I'm going to miss out. And they're going to go FOMO their entire life savings into the chain. And those of us who are early are going to win. And unfortunately, some of them are going to lose. That's the name of the game.
I'm going to show a chart here I got on SUI real quick. SUI, I do have some Elliott Wave here. Actually, I think these are from Elliott Wave International a while back. So you can see here maybe a 1-2-1-2 and probably another 1-2. So if we can get any strength here, because if we zero in then a little bit more, then you can see the divergence. Same type of thing we keep showing on a lot of these altcoins. As you can see here, selling into this low, while price is much higher. That would look like another 1-2. You can see oversold technometer on this day here at about 330, currently 353. So again, some of these start taking out resistance $4, 420. 444, then probably to the upside could get pretty exciting.
Looking at the SUI chart for Yannick there. Good work. The YS10 says, Todd or Nick, can you talk briefly about the 4-year cycle and what we can expect into the future? Obviously, the current 4-year cycle is now broken, or at least will be post-December. I'll let Todd talk about this. I did already kind of go on a rant earlier in this live show about it, so maybe you can catch it on the replay. But we can kind of do a quick recap again. Go ahead, Todd.
What, you're talking about the 4-year cycle being moved out to 5 years?
Well, what's your opinion on the current 4-year cycle? Do you think, we top here in Q4? Do you think it's more like 2017 and we top in January? Or do you think, we extend due to, macro factors?
I'm not sure of that. I mean, I think we're at really critical levels up here. This could be an up thrust after some distribution. So any weakness below the 119 level or so probably is going to make me thinking that we're still in some type of sideways correction. Because if not, if this is if we had the triangle in Bitcoin completed and we've done a 1-2 or close to completing a 1-2, then we need to see smart action to the upside. So if we don't get that here in the next, week or so and start turning back down, then I think that LA wave count's wrong. And I'm still leaning off the overbought technometer that I had up here at 120,700. So just going to watch that here the next week or so, probably before I think we are have already topped and going to see some downside first.
Yeah, for me, I think I'm on the side of it, the extended bull market for all the factors I talk about on a daily basis. And even if I'm on the short-term side of that, I still think we're more of like a 2017 cycle where we don't top out here in October or November. We actually extend it to like December or even January. So we'll keep following along. I just think quantitative easing just started. Institutional players are coming in. When gold got its first spot ETF and it went on a 10-year bull market, Bitcoin and ETH just got their first spot ETFs. Yeah, the ETF for Ethereum just got approval to pay out dividend yield. BlackRock is going to get hundreds of millions of dollars to funnel into that. You got the Ethereum Strategic Reserve still need to buy like 8% of the total Ethereum supply to meet their quotas. That's why I think higher for longer. Now, in a short term, who knows? Nobody knows what's going on in the short term. But I'm just thinking of major cycle tops. We got Landon Soil who's saying, any rescue for Fair FRM, is that now defunct? Are all the FRM guys now in crypto paradise? FRM has one developer pretty much. I haven't really stayed tuned with it like a year and a half ago. So they had a lot of things going on. We were in at like $0.015. It ran up to $1 plus a free FRMX airdrop that we sold for 1 ETH per FRMX. It then dropped all the way back down to like 5 cents. We got bullish on it again because of pre-sales. It went from 5 cents to like 12 cents. And then it kind of just fizzled out. They ran out of money. The devs wanted to do, a mainnet and all this other stuff. Crypto Paradise kind of spawned from that. And with the launch of Surf Token, Ferrum holders were actually airdropped 200,000 Surf, which at the highs was worth $8,000. At current price levels, it's worth about $2,000 with the passive income you earn. So is a dev still working on Ferrum? Could it have this miraculous comeback? I guess. But no, it's really just Crypto Amaru. Ian is on Crypto Paradise as one of the co-hosts, and all the other Ferrum guys are all doing different things besides that one dev. And, Crypto Paradise wanted to get back to some of the Ferrum token holders with that 200,000 Surf airdrop that has also been earning passive income just by holding it.
I'm going to go to the crypto. There's Zen going through 1137. I'm going to go to this crypto bubble screen and make sure my mic sounds good. Nick, if you give me a little bit of talking on this screen, let's see if this screen's mics are good.
Your mic sounds good. Let's see if my mic sounds good.
Yeah, that'll help me fix the other one. So if your mic's good here, then...
I do have an echo on this one as well.
All right, cool.
I do have an echo on this one as well.
All right, let's run a disclaimer real quick. And once again, there, my disclaimer, I don't think the voice worked. And then the start of the show, smoke and mirrors, I've got that refigured out. I don't think it played either, but we're going to work on those minor errors. Everything else, excellent connection and no other problems, it looks like. So,
Landon Soto says, nice shirt, by the way, Nick. Much better than a singlet. Hey, normally Todd is getting the shout-outs on all of his dress shirts. But, yeah, I got the old school Nintendo, Mario, Donkey Kong shirt on. So, shout-out to you. And the singlet, I mean, do I know you in person? Landon Soto's not ringing a bell. All these pseudo names. But, yeah, I used to wrestle in high school. So, there we go.
Yeah, Landon Soto is somebody we know. All right, I think I'm ready to wrap it up. 3:07.
Yep, sounds good. We gave you guys some hints. We gave you guys some alpha. We'll see you guys in the Discord, patreon.com/learncrypto, or you can check us out on Twitter. I'm sure we'll be posting. Keep an eye on some of the charts that we just talked about, guys. Keep an eye on some of those charts.
Yeah, I saw the no disclaimer voice. So again, I'm not sure why a few issues on voice, but I'll check into that. And we're out of here. Probably be on here tomorrow. Peace out.
We'll see you all again. Sleep tight.